Ladies and gentlemen, this is a video on pike fishing in Scotland, focusing on Loch Lomond in particular, and really just going through where is best to fish and just how it sort of works, and it's got a bit of a reputation. And for me, when you investigate where to go, and it's a lot more simpler than you think. So this video is to unravel the myth. And if you do live in southern parts of the UK and you've got a 7-8 hour drive up there, really this is just to give you a bit of extra information for when you go. And so here we are. This is Loch Lomond here, as we sort of slowly zoom in, and you can see some islands there, and that represents the southern half of the loch. And the northern part is extremely deep, and it's an area where they don't actually fish for pike. They focus on the real lower bottom half of it because it's shallower, and that's where the coarse fish are. So in here they do have trout, they have salmon. So pike do have that to eat. There is perch in there, dace, a fish called ruff, and pollen fish, which is and roach as well. They've got roach in here as well. So there's quite a lot of coarse fish in there. And with the trout in particular and the salmon as well, there's plenty of food for the pike. So the area where my cursor is bouncing around there, that southern part of the loch, that is primarily where a lot of the land-based fishing is done, in the bays. And it's the area where you need to focus on is the area where the drop off is. It's where the shallow part, when you see it go shallow and then it just drops off. That's just where you want to be putting your dead baits, and you are only allowed to dead bait here. You're not allowed to live bait. The rough was introduced to this lake through live bait, and then apparently they eat a lot of eggs and stuff like that. So there is this village here. If you draw a line from that village straight the way across, that's the area we need to sort of focus on. You could do some other research with regards to ringing up a tackle shop in the area and just sort of saying, do you know the name of a few villages or areas or bays where I could focus on doing a bit of pike fishing. I personally think it would be worth the cruise up there for 2 or 3 days fishing, for the beautiful scenery, that alone. And the chance of just catching a pike or any pike up that way would be for me the fact that you've gone up there and done it would be awesome. But if you went up there in winter time, the same rules apply. The coarse fish look for the deeper water in the winter time because it adds a layer of sort of insulation over them. It's warmer down there, so it's the areas where it's quite close to land where the deeper water meets the sort of the shallow areas is where you'd want to put a dead bait. There's plenty of boat yards and places there as well. But local knowledge is key. But if you're just looking for just to give it a go, just to go up there in your camper van and you're just going to keep in your car, just going to go up for sort of maybe 3 nights or something like that, could give it 3 days fishing to see if you can get one. All I would say is don't stick to one spot. Definitely sort of move around. When you get there, it might pay just to sort of the area where you're thinking of fishing. You might just want to sort of drive it and just have a little look. Find a few areas where you think you'd think, right, these are the areas where I want to try and put my time in. I mean, obviously, this is the sort of the surroundings you're going to have. That's Loch, that's Ben Lomond, that one there. So the northern part, generally leave that to the salmon and trout fishermen, and then the boats. If you have got a boat and you want to sort of, troll for them, I think they do get a few like that. But it does say dead baits for the pike. But But yeah, for me, with the old pike fishing, if you hadn't had a run in 20 minutes, just move your gear. Just move 20, 30 yards along. Don't wait and don't sit in the same spot. I've done it myself. They ain't worth it. Sometimes they do come on the feed right at the end of the day, and you do fluke one out. But usually, some of the best fish and the better fishing I've had is when I've moved regular throughout the day. You'll move into a spot, and the fish he's in there. He's there. That's what all fishing's the same. The fish have got to be there in front of you. It's as simple as that. So this is unraveling the myth of Loch Lomond. It's the southern half you need to focus on, between the two towns or the two villages in the southern part there. It's that sector, just a small little area in there, and you just need to find the little bays, and that's where you want to be dead baiting for your big pike. They're pike to over 40 pounds in here, so and it's the food. There's got the abundance of food, and the reason why it's the shallow end they focus on, because the coarse fish are generally up that end. It's too deep in the northern parts, and it's those areas. Remember, the pike are literally just following the shoals of the roach, the dace, the perch. They follow them around, and obviously if they can snap hold of a nice rainbow trout or a brown trout, they'll do that as well. Or a salmon, or these fish which have expired, they'll just sort of drop to the bottom or start getting tired, about to expire, and then the pike can just grab them while they're still quite juicy. So yeah, this area here with my cursor's banging around there, these are areas where I would be trying. I've not been up there myself, but I'm just looking at it from a sort of from my sort of experiences, so to speak. And when I hear of tales of Loch Lomond, I was like thinking, oh my God, where do you start? But you sort of do a little bit of research and you look at it, and it's a lot simpler. It reminds me of like fishing all in general, really. It's about doing the basics well and getting the basic knowledge right before you dive in. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you haven't got to do anything spectacular. You haven't got to go and hire a fancy boat and troll and do this and that. I mean, I reckon 2 or 3 days fishing, there's no reason why you couldn't pick off quite a good pike in there, focusing on that area. So yeah, it's a bit of a drive, but I mean, to say you've been and had a go and give it a go would be awesome. It'd be you could do it in a long weekend. Take Friday off, take Monday off. You could drive up there on the Friday. You'd probably get there sort of Friday evening. You could fish Saturday, Sunday. You could probably fish a bit of the morning on the Monday and then drive back. And you'd be back in England, back home, sort of in the evening, Sunday evening, back at work on Tuesday. All right, the fuel costs are a little bit extreme right now, but if you've got the money and you budget, and let's just say you're sleeping in your camper van, and nobody's too bothered about you just parking on the side of the lay-by. So that's it. This is the Loch Lomond pike fishing location, and I hope it's been of some use to you. Like I say, if you want some real fine detail, it would be just ringing up a tackle shop, even in Glasgow, just ringing up someone there who specialises in freshwater fishing. Oh, there'll be somebody, and say, do you know of this and that? But I'm telling you now, it's between these 2 towns. It's in the southern sector. It'll be along that bank, yeah, I'm pretty certain you'd run into quite a good fish there if you put the time in, over sort of 2, 3, 4 days. Dead baiting there. A good pike because of the fish which are in there, because of the food which is in there. So it's certainly got my mouth watering. But yeah, it's I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please subscribe, and more videos along the way. And if you do go, good luck. And like you say, for me, it looks a lot more straightforward. Looks actually quite a straightforward one, really. A chance of quite a good fish. But yeah, what a trip that would be. Okay then, guys. I'll see you later. Take care.